It's Thursday night, and it's time to unwrap Las Vegas right here on VANR. That's VegasAllNetRadio.com, which means it's time for Vegas Unwrapped. The phone lines are open at 702-483-4444. Now, without further ado, here are your hosts, Aaron Phillips and Ricky Cash.
Good evening. Welcome to what we call Vegas. Why do I sound all tinny and canny all of a sudden?
You sound like you're in the phone booth.
Yeah, I feel like I sound like I'm in a phone booth. Yeah, am I sounding okay?
Well, I get you.
Wow.
Wow, I just hello. I just feel like I'm
Why
here.
didn't you talk to Kelly?
Holy Kelly. Anyway, welcome to Vegas Unwrapped. Aaron Phillips, Ricky Cash, JPEG behind the camera, Bobcat on the board, and you the listener, coming in for another week of who knows what tonight after last week's show.
Some more craziness.
I'm surprised we're still on the air after last week's show.
Well, no, because it was, I think it was Vegas Unwrapped at its best.
It was.
frankly.
It was. If you missed last week's show, and hopefully tonight we'll duplicate it or exceed it. It was a wild hour and 20 minutes before Maury Rose came on the show, calmed us down.
Wild and crazy.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, it's interesting. If you go back the week before that, we did our New Year's special, right?
Right.
And I got to tell you, that was serious, and it was thought provoking, and it was very emotional. And then last week we go back to our old self,
We did.
which is
we declined from the moment the lights went on.
Yeah, it was
we went
like
downhill.
It was like, wow, these guys are really two-faced. No.
Yeah, exactly. But I don't know. I just sound tin canny in the headset.
But that's okay.
Do I sound okay over there or not?
Oh, you sound tinny.
I sound tinny, don't I?
And over here too, which is okay. It's a nice sound.
Actually, through mine, you sound great.
All right,
Reverb
well.
Nation.
Let us have your earphones.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I don't think it's. And I didn't change out my headset, so
When you've got almost 50 different shows coming through, and the stuff gets,
So you think it's just the headset?
I think so.
Well, I'll switch it out during the break then and
Okay,
see if
we'll
there's
check
any
it.
difference.
All
right.
But he says the same thing. He says I sound that way over there.
Well, it's okay.
Put another
I
quarter
like,
in the slot.
Frankly, I like the sound.
Do you really?
Yeah.
I don't. It sucks.
All right. Welcome. Here we are for another week at Vegas Unwrapped. What are we doing tonight, Cash? We're doing Oscar. We're going to talk about the Oscar nominations. The list came out today.
That's really good because usually you start to get a feeling of what's going to happen after the Golden Globes,
Right.
And then you got your Oscars, you got your SAG Awards coming up at the end of the month, and all this other good stuff, and it's really a good time if you have the time to go to the afternoon movies that cost you $4, right? And to see some of the better movies from last year. Because I bet you when you read off the nominations, and I'm a pretty decent moviegoer, I bet you I've probably only seen one or two out of...
I can honestly tell you, I looked at the list. I haven't seen any of them.
Not a
Some of them just came out.
Well, that's what they
How is
do.
that possible?
Well, no, that's why they do that. They come out like in
They come out
December,
late December.
at the end of the year.
As long as they open in one theater, that's considered, last year. And then, of course, they come out in January and February, which are traditionally slow months in the movie industry.
Right.
Doesn't start really picking up until, May.
But at the end of the year, they're fresher in everybody's mind.
Yeah. Well, there's no question about it. And it should be very, very interesting.
One thing I noticed about this time of the year, too, is how much these people love giving each other awards.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, it's always that way.
Yeah, well,
Yes.
it's. I like that stuff. To me, I find that, with all due respect, I find that much more entertaining than the reality shows that are out there about people that nobody knows and nobody really cares about. At least, I think most people with any intellect will tell you the same thing. But
We should do our own reality show.
well,
Don't we try?
I think that's what
Every
we do.
Thursday night from 7 to 9 p.m.
I mean, ask Bobcat. He. How many shows a week do you sit on that side of the board?
About 22 different shows.
Wow.
No, you get a pretty good, range of.
Oh, yeah.
Are we the craziest? It's not even close.
You guys are right up there, man. I'm telling you.
There you
You're
go.
up there.
Wow.
I mean, but you got to understand what,
Especially after last week.
Yeah.
Especially-
That's why he's got that shirt on. He just knows it's coming, doesn't he? And you too. It's coming.
It's funny.
He texted me
He
before.
talks differently to me when we're not on the air. I mean, it's still this. We go to dinner tonight with John, and we're talking about what we're going to do with the show and stuff like that, and I make a comment, and he gives me like we're on the air. Like, what are you starting on me early?
I'm getting warmed up.
Yeah, what's going on here? I thought we were going out for a nice dinner. Next thing I know,
That's right.
I'm being beaten under the chair.
No, he texted before it sounds actually a little bit better in my headset than the studio's. But Monday he texted me before the big game, and he says to me, "What do you think?"
Yeah,
and I said, and I texted him back. I said I thought Ohio State 42, Oregon 35. I think is what I said. Something like that.
You did.
I got the Ohio State score right on the number.
Very impressive.
And I'll tell you what, if it wasn't for those 2 third-down drops that Oregon had early, it could have been a very different game.
Yeah.
I think that set the tone.
Well,
Congratulations to the Buckeyes. It was. I'll tell you what, in terms of the games for the playoffs,
Love them.
I think worked out well.
Yeah.
I still think 8 teams for the playoff is a better number than 4.
I believe it will be
And I
in the
think it
next 4 or 5 years.
I agree,
I'm about.
and I think it stays at 8 for a while. That's just
I heard 3 years is what I heard.
3
years.
This is
Well,
a
they're
3-year
committed-
contract.
Right, it's a 3-year commitment that they have now, so they have no choice.
Right.
But then when they go to 8, it's going to be pretty exciting because even if you took just this year, there were in the top 8 teams. I think there could have been more than just number 4 winning it all or number 6 winning it all, because next year in the preseason, right? Preseason, Ohio State and TCU will be 1 and 2, and that TCU didn't even get into the thing. And Ohio State people complained that they shouldn't have even been there. Right. So, anyway,
and we'll talk about that a little more. We'll talk about some of the NFL games this weekend.
yeah, we'll have a sports segment.
We'll
actually.
have we'll talk about Cardell Jones, who is not leaving Ohio State.
He's going to stay.
And I watched the news conference, and there were a couple things he said that I'll mention that I thought was terrific. As a young man. Anyway, 702-483-4444 is our number, and of course, if you're listening to us on archive, don't dial the number because you ain't going to get us.
But you could. You'll still probably wind up talking to Bobcat.
Well, probably, but you won't get Vegas Unwrapped, or you'll get another show. But if you're listening live, want to chime in with your thoughts and everything, please do so. We appreciate it. And
and if you want to talk about anything, we are more than happy to respond because we know everything about everything, don't we?
Yeah,
right.
Bold statements.
Las Vegas dates in history we're going to do a little later. Doing it with Styles. JPEG has another Doing it with Styles. My wife, by the way, absconded with the certificate from last week.
She took it
to school
and
she put it on the wall.
Nice.
No, that's fine. I know what I look like.
I would like you to print another one because
what?
You're asking me that because in my room I have a Hall of Fame, and in my Hall of Fame that would be a nice thing to put in there. I'll move one picture and I'll put it right under that. What?
Want me to autograph it for you? I'll have Robin autograph it for you.
That would be fine.
Of course.
That would be fine because she deserves it for putting up with you.
Guess what I found over the weekend?
I can't believe it.
Remember all the pictures I used to have of all the signatures in my old man cave at the previous house, right? And I'm in the condo now. What, 2 years almost? Going on my third year.
Going on your third year in March. Right?
I couldn't find those pictures. I thought they were buried somewhere in the garage.
Yeah.
So yesterday, I looked at a box in the bottom of the closet in my office.
There they were.
The Rubbermaid Tupperware right there with all of them. But you know what? I bought the caulkboard stuff to put up the pictures.
Yeah.
All those pictures I have are in frames, though. I forgot. I thought a lot of them I had just the picture, and I could.
Well,
I could take them out, and I could take them out of the frame, but then I have to store the frames.
Yeah, but you could attach, like a string, and then just put a pin in, and then hang it from there.
Why don't I just put the pin in the wall and put the picture hook over the pin?
If you can do that, if it fits.
Pictures and strings. What is he talking? Was he fishing for pictures now with strings and lures and everything? Holy cow. But anyway, I found those pictures, thank God. All the pictures. Yeah, the one of Jennifer. Remember Jennifer Cowan from the LFL? The blonde that came with all the muscles?
Yes.
She's doing Miss Fitness stuff now. I'm trying to get her on the show in the future.
Why don't you get her over to the clubhouse so we could start on this exercise program?
Yeah. Okay.
We came to an agreement. No, we did. This morning we came to an agreement. Or was it yesterday?
It was yesterday.
Yesterday morning we came to an agreement that before we go ahead and spend the money on, a Las Vegas Athletic Club, a 24-hour fitness, a Planet Fit, whatever, we do have a workout room, if you will, in our own development, and we're gonna try to do that first to see what we're capable of and what we're up to, and then if it works out okay, then we're gonna join.
You know what? Even just start out walking.
I can't walk.
Yeah, I know.
He wants me to walk.
Yeah. So what are you going to do in the clubhouse, though?
I'm going to watch you, and I'm going to sweat.
Yeah. See, so we'll see how that's worked out for us. We'll see how that.
We'll figure it out. We'll figure it out.
Absolutely.
Shout outs?
I don't really have any.
Why don't you shout out to your
To what?
To your almost guest tonight.
Oh yeah, that's funny. I don't know how. Do you guys? I don't know how many of our listeners watch Ink Master. It's a show on. Was it?
It's a cable station.
A&E.
Is it A&E? No, I think it's Sci-Fi. I think it's on the Sci-Fi channel, or one of those channels. Anyway, Spike. The season 4 winners. I think it is Spike. The season 4 winners were 2 guys that I guess the grand prize was that the Ink Masters was going to help set up the winners in their own tattoo shop.
Right.
And the winners happened to be from Vegas.
And the guys that did the tattoos?
Yeah.
Okay, because there's a lady, too, that I used to work with that was a model. Now, are we talking to the Dave Navarro won the Ink Masters, that show?
Yeah.
Okay, she was one of the canvases I get. I'll pull a photo up for you on Facebook for her, but she was from Vegas, too. Didn't mean her.
Perfect. No, that's all right. So Walter and Tony are the 2 gentlemen that were the winners in season 4 of Ink Masters, and we're going to get them on in a couple of weeks when Tony's out of town. I get a call during dinner. I didn't know who it was. Walter says, "I'm scheduled to be a guest to be interviewed tonight." And I look at JPEG and Cash as we're sitting over dinner. I'm like, I didn't schedule any guests. Robin actually played intermediary to help get these guys, and as of last night, it wasn't going to happen, so it kind of threw me for a loop. But anyway, so we're going to have those guys coming on. Jennifer Cowan hopefully will be coming on. She used to play for the LFL, which at the time used to be called the Lingerie Football League. Now it's called Legends Football League or something. And so we're lining up some big... Oh, and Naked Vegas. You guys also on the Sci-Fi or Spike...
Oh, back that one up a little bit.
Hold on, I'm getting a photo.
No, whoa.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, really.
Anyway, these are the guys who use the body for painting. Where they paint on the body stuff. And they also had a show.
Does it come off?
Yeah, it's water-based.
Okay.
You have to lick it off.
That's right. So we're going to get those guys coming on hopefully in a couple of weeks.
And then I heard there is a rumor out there.
Yes?
That we are going to bring back...
Oh, no. No.
We're going to bring back... Hello. We're going to bring back After Dark.
Uh-oh.
And that's an old-time Vegas Unwrapped tradition where we're going to talk about the seedier side of Vegas.
No, don't say seedier side.
Well, it is seedy.
Look, we have to admit that the adult industry in Las Vegas
is huge.
Is part of the fabric of the city.
No question about it.
Whether it's in the city or in the outskirts.
You didn't see any strip clubs going out of business during the rough times.
No,
that's for sure.
That's right. None of those places went out of business. So, as part of Unwrapping Vegas over the years, we've had a segment called After Dark where we would have topics pertaining to the adult industry and those who are involved in the adult industry, and we do it very tastefully. It's not like Howard Stern show your well, they could show their breasts, I guess. It wouldn't be too bad. But anyway,
you're in.
I know. But I mean, we do it tastefully. We have fun with the topic.
Yeah, it was tasteful when they...
Except for the one.
Oh, man, was that a show.
Want to have her come back on?
I wouldn't mind. She's out there.
I know she is.
She's out there. She's become very... very conservative.
Yes, she has.
Yeah, she's gotten a little older.
So we're going to be bringing that back probably starting in February once we can line up some guests.
Yeah, Lois, if you're listening, the After Dark segment, you'll definitely appreciate it. Based on our earlier conversation today. We'll just leave it at that.
I was going to say, you want to expand further on that?
No.
Is that anything like 3 bananas?
Oh, there's a story about that going around. Unbelievable.
Don't try to tell the joke again.
Not again. I won't. Listen, I'll save it for...
Next time Mike's on, we'll have to get him to do it properly.
Yeah.
Jeez. Anyway, just also a reminder... Our Facebook page, Vegas Unwrapped Internet Radio. By the way, we're sitting at...
How many fans?
1649.
You almost got that 1650.
I put out there just before we started on the air, what's a guy got to do to get one more like? Yeah, I just want one more like right now. 1650. We're at 1649. Check it out.
You put out a really big challenge.
What's that?
On your Facebook page this week about, of all the friends you have,
yes.
only 325 of them have
Out of
actually
1,600.
out of 1,600 have liked the show. What happened to the rest of them? They don't like us? I mean, they like you, they like me, but why they can't click on Vegas?
You shouldn't have told him to listen to the show.
I guess, yeah.
He's got a point.
But I will say,
and he's supposed to be.
He's supposed to be on our side.
Yeah, really.
I will say,
Take your camera and never mind.
we start before I posted that. We were at 1641 a couple of days ago, so it actually has helped with a couple. But I did that for both of my pages.
On your other page,
On my other identity,
the one that talks to Aaron,
the one that talks to Aaron Phillips.
and posts a happy anniversary to him last week. That was. I'm thinking to myself, he has really lost it. His true identity. I mean, it's like Bruce Wayne
Talking to
texting Batman.
That's right.
Hello, we all know who Bruce Wayne is.
That's right.
Good grief.
That's right.
I've got 12 episodes of Gotham to catch up on. I watched the first week.
So you haven't even watched the season return this past week? Last week?
I'm telling you, I have 9 episodes.
Well, you didn't miss one this week because it airs on Monday, and you had the championship game on.
Yeah,
so.
I know. But
Last week you didn't watch yet.
I haven't.
Better hurry up.
Well, listen.
By the time you watch it, Bruce Wayne will be Batman.
You know what? It's okay
Dead
though,
by that
because
time.
it's okay because in this new role of retirement, I have put aside 3 hours a day
Oh, God.
to catch up on the shows that I'm behind,
Jeez.
and there's a lot. I mean, but I don't want to get into that.
He's put up 3 hours a day to watch reruns of Gotham, and you can't get him to take a 10-minute walk down to the gym.
Hello.
I think that's a great point. I think it's time to go to break, and when we come back, and when we come back, we're going to talk Oscar nominations. You're here with us for Cash and Phillips and Cash. JPEG at the camera and Bobcat on the board. We'll be back right after this. What was that called? Damsel in distress.
Damsel in defense.
In defense? Mm-hmm. It wasn't distress?
No. We said it was distress, and then we were quickly corrected. But it's damsel in defense. But she's not doing that anymore.
She's not?
She's focusing strictly on Sensi. You want Sensi.
Oh, boy. I have 2 of them.
Kathy's one you want to go
Yeah,
to.
I have 2. I have one upstairs and one downstairs.
And by the way, she's challenged her friends. I don't know, she put a post on my wall that she has promised us to get 20 more likes before we go off the air at 9 o'clock.
She's amazing, and she's a top-notch member of the Ricky Cash fan club, and she told me something very interesting when we were at Jimmy's memorial.
Right.
She said her husband Bob, right?
Yeah, Robert.
Mm-hmm. She's allowed to wear the Ricky Cash fan club shirt to bed. Because Robert will let her do it because it's Ricky. Now, I was so taken back by that. I think I'm going to give Rob a shirt just for letting her do that.
A Ricky Cash fan club T-shirt? You're
Sure. Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
I don't think he'll sleep with it, though.
Now, do we want to make the announcement yet about next week about the Ricky Cash fan club, about the studio, or are we going to first put that?
It's up to you, as long as you get everything packed and ready to go.
Well, I'll have it.
Is it next week or the following week?
Either one.
Well, it's up to you. That's your logistics.
Let's do it the following week.
The 29th.
The 29th. So here it comes. First come, first serve. All members of the Ricky Cash fan club that are local to Las Vegas, all right, if they have not received their package of gifts that come with it, can come down to the studio on that Thursday night between 6 and 7 and pick up the stuff, which is really good. And if they want to hang around a little bit and come on the air and tell everybody why they joined the club, we'd be happy to have them. What's the matter, Bobcat? Don't you think that's going to be extraordinary?
Yeah, you've just pretty much invited every psychotic in Las Vegas to come on down, man.
Hey,
That'll be the 29th.
the 29th.
Right.
And so
JPEG.
we'll start posting that information.
Make sure we get security at the doors on that night.
And I'll make sure that all the things that were promised are in place because we have them.
Okay.
Yeah, and that'll be good. So, Kathy, you spurred us on to do this tonight. So, thank you. There you go.
All right. So the 29th, mark your calendars.
All right, so ready for Oscars?
Yeah, hang on one
Or
second.
do we take up too much time on...
No. We can always carry it over.
Okay, good.
Wasn't that Felix's roommate?
Oscar Goodman. God. Former mayor? All right.
Speaking of Oscar, did you know there is
It's an Oscar, The Odd Couple.
there is actually there is a new Odd Couple show coming on CBS.
I
Did you
heard
see it?
about that.
Matthew Perry is playing Oscar, and I forgot who's playing Felix. So, all right, hit it up.
Reno 911.
I don't know who that is. 2015 Oscar nominations were announced today.
Nice lead-in by
You like
Bobcat.
that? Yeah,
That's
good.
pretty cool.
Can you bring up something just to play in the background?
But a light background.
A light background.
Yeah.
This is cool because I haven't heard any of them yet.
Neither have I.
Well, I'm just going to, this, where I have it, they got everything down to like every,
let's
I'm
get
just going to do the major
categories. Best
categories.
actor, best actress, best picture, best director, and best supporting on both sides of that.
And best nude.
And best what?
Oh, no, that's the other
That's
one. Never mind.
that's the
those awards. All right,
oh my goodness.
and we'll see if anybody's seen any of these between the four of us.
I could tell you I haven't seen any of them.
Well, all right. What do you
All
want
right,
to
so
start
here we
with?
go. I'm just going to go in order of the way they're nominated here.
Fair enough.
Best picture. I thought they were limited to like 4 or 5.
No, over the last couple of years. No.
Last couple of years,
They've had it up to 9, 8 or 9.
8 or 9.
All right, here's your best picture nominees.
And as you say it, guys, if you saw it, give a heads up.
American Sniper.
That opens up next week. So
Again, that's what I don't understand.
If
but-
you've seen it, good luck.
Well, it's opening up in limited engagements this week
Here, but in New
in
York,
selected theaters.
yeah, in New York and Hollywood,
Right.
they opened up like December 30th.
Oh, okay.
Just for one day,
Birdman.
I want to see that.
That's with Michael Keaton.
Yeah.
right?
Boyhood.
No.
The Grand Budapest Hotel, which is supposed to be a comedy.
Awesome.
I don't know what that's supposed
I
to
know
be.
it is. It's supposed to be very good.
It is.
The Imitation Game. Selma,
Selma's going to,
which only got total of 2 nominations.
which is interesting because it's a very, well, I can't wait to see it. That was an era that I was very much involved in.
Me too.
The Theory of Everything and Whiplash. That's your movies for Best
Wow.
Picture.
I have seen
That's 8 movies.
none of them.
I haven't seen any of them.
And and I told you guys, I'm a regular moviegoer. If I see 3 or 4 movies a month.
The only one on that list for me that is a must-see is American Sniper.
Right.
That one I want to see.
Well, because they say that that he gives the performance of his career.
Yeah.
And Bradley Cooper, is a hell of a good actor.
Yeah, yeah.
All right, Best Actor. Steve Carell, Foxcatcher.
That's supposed to be very good.
Yes. Bradley Cooper, American Sniper. Benedict Cumberbatch, The Imitation Game. Michael Keaton for Birdman.
They say his comeback performance.
Eddie Redmayne, The Theory of Everything.
Yeah, he was, that's a tough one.
Yeah,
I don't know what The Theory of Everything is about.
That's Stephen Hawking's wife.
Oh, the Stephen Hawking movie?
Yeah.
Okay. Best Actress. Marion Cotillard, 2 Days, One Night.
Right,
Felicity Jones, The Theory of Everything.
right.
Julianne Moore, Still Alice. Rosamund Pike, Gone Girl. Reese Witherspoon, Wild.
That's amazing. Amy Adams did not get nominated.
One Best Actress nominee, Felicity Jones, was also the same for a Best Movie Picture. The other 4,
Don't match up to the best movie.
I don't understand. Sometimes I just don't get it. You have a Best Picture. What makes a Best Picture? To me, if the actor and actress are doing their thing, that makes up a Best Picture, doesn't? I know you have the director and everything, and so, I
Yeah,
just never understand how they don't line up
Nah,
like that.
I get that.
Best Supporting Actor. Robert Duvall in The Judge.
Wow, that's a good one with Robert Downey Jr.
That's sort of like a dramedy, isn't it?
It's a drama. It's an absolute
I thought it
drama.
was more like a dramedy. But
no,
okay.
not at all.
Ethan Hawke, Boyhood. Edward Norton, Birdman. Mark Ruffalo,
Mark
Foxcatcher,
Ruffalo, right?
and J.K. Simmons, Whiplash.
Yeah, those
What's
are-
Whiplash about? Anybody know?
No, but
I haven't seen any of these
Yeah.
movies or anything
no,
else. So.
neither have I.
Folks, if you know anything about these movies and want to chime in, give us a call at 702-483-4444. Best Supporting Actress, Patricia Arquette for Boyhood,
I love her.
Laura Dern in Wild,
I love her.
Me too.
Keira Knightley, The Imitation Game,
She's amazing.
Emma Stone, Birdman,
She's even more amazing.
and Meryl Streep, Into the Woods.
I love her too.
Wow, that's great. Now Meryl Streep is.
And I saw Into the Woods over the holidays with the family.
Well, Meryl Streep is interesting because she gets nominated every year, no matter what. I would venture to say that she has more Oscar nominations than anybody in history.
Yeah.
And JPEG,
Probably right.
if you could probably look that up, I'd like to see if we can confirm that. You know, Meryl Streep, how many Oscar nominations has she had?
Okay.
All right.
All right, Best Director. Alejandro Gonzalez Iñárritu for Birdman. I know I botched up his last name.
That's okay.
Richard Linklater for Boyhood. Bennett Miller, Foxcatcher. See, now there's an example.
See,
If you got the-
Foxcatcher didn't get Best Picture
Right, if you got the
nomination.
Best Director and he was supporting actor, but if you got the Best Director for, how does the movie not get in as Best Picture? I don't get it. Wes Anderson, The Grand Budapest Hotel, and Morton Tildum for The Imitation Game.
Boy, I got a lot of movies to see before.
What's The Imitation Game about?
Before.
The Imitation Game is the guy who in Britain who broke the Nazi code.
Oh, okay.
the code
Okay.
Machine.
Okay.
Yeah.
Best Animated Feature Film, because of course with animated films now, I mean they're this category over the years
Yeah.
has just blown up. Big Hero 6, The Box Trolls, How to Train Your Dragon 2,
I love that.
Song of the Sea, and The Tale of the Princess Cayuga.
I've actually only seen one, and that How to Train Your Dragon 2 was almost, I thought it was better. And that's unusual, because How to Train Your Dragon 1 was outstanding. So, we got an answer on my
I
question.
got some. Well, it combines. This is unbelievable if you look this up.
That's what I'm telling you.
The total out of everything. How many times totally do you think she's been nominated?
I would say 20 times.
Sure, you guys are way off. Okay, just in motion pictures alone, 151 times she's been nominated for multiple awards. Okay, all the awards total for Meryl Streep, she's been nominated from Oscars to Golden Globes, everything, 402 times. It's got to lead. I mean, I'm trying to get the information as quick as I can, but I think as far as a female actress, and
Nobody even
probably
close.
most
Not even-
males, I don't even think most of the males could even line up to this right here.
Not even close. There is nobody else. She is the queen of the motion
She's like
picture.
the Susan Lucci of movies. Susan Lucci from the
Boy.
TV.
Because she's won a lot.
That's true, but in terms of that's
No,
true.
she's even. It doesn't. I don't see the
The
comparison.
last time that she won was previously here in 2014, her Golden Globe Award for her motion picture Into the Woods.
So she just won.
Yeah, that was her last one.
Right.
Amazing.
She's
woman.
smoking, man.
Amazing woman.
I think I would have to read probably an hour down this.
Right.
We couldn't get the show in.
Maybe let's get her on.
Give her
a call.
agent a call and we'll do it. Jay, get onto that, man.
Best visual effects: Captain America: The Winter Soldier, Dawn of the Planet of the Apes, Guardians of the Galaxy, Interstellar, and X-Men: Days of the Future Past.
See, now those movies, most of them I've seen.
I know.
Just goes to show you. Just goes to show you.
Let's see. I wanted to find the music one because that's usually a pretty big one too. Original score: The Grand Budapest Hotel is nominated. Imitation Game: Alexander Desplat. He did both Grand Budapest Hotel and The Imitation Game. Interstellar by Hans Zimmer. Mr. Turner by Gary Yershon, and The Theory of Everything, Johan Johansson.
All right, how about best song?
Well, that's what that is.
No, that's not what that is.
Oh, that's the original score.
That's original score.
Let's see. Best costume design, best sound mixing. That's one that Sound Doctor is going to be interested in someday.
Always.
Cinematography.
Best. They don't have the song.
They do. It's got to be there somewhere.
Oh, there it is. Everything is Awesome from the Lego Movie by Sean Patterson. Glory from Selma by John Stevens and Lonnie Lynn. Grateful from Beyond the Lights by Diane Warren. I'm Not Gonna Miss You from Glenn Campbell, I'll Be Me by Glenn Campbell and Julian Raymond.
Have you seen that? Have you seen that video on YouTube?
No.
And Lost.
It is heartbreaking, and just look it up. Look it up.
We'll do.
Lost Stars from Begin Again by Greg Alexander and Danielle Brisbois.
Interesting. I don't think any of those are from any animated movies, and most of the best songs over the last 10 years have come from animated movies. Amazing. I mean, if I hear "Let It Go" one more time, I may let somebody go. You know.
You're gonna let go, right?
I'll tell you. Has anybody other than me seen Frozen?
No, I haven't.
No.
Bobcat?
No, sir.
We don't have little ones.
You don't have little ones
No,
to see
sir.
Frozen?
No.
Okay.
Actually, out of all the movies today, I actually prefer the animated stuff compared to the other stuff. I guess I came from the old days of the westerns when a cowboy really got shot and fell off the roof. He really fell off the roof, and it wasn't done behind a green screen. You know, I mean, that's just me, though.
Hey, speaking of falling off the roof.
Yeah, okay.
I know you don't watch the show, but Ghost Adventures. It's a paranormal show.
Okay.
All right. Back in 2011, you'll never guess where they were. So I'll tell you.
So go ahead. He gives me a lot of clues.
Bonnie Springs Ranch.
Really?
Yeah. Because that is notoriously a haunted location that the Robert Allen's mob tour stuff, and they go up there for it. Guess who was on the show prominently?
No, tell me, no, Cowboy Joe.
Your friend Joe was, because he was the supervisor up there.
Yeah.
He was prominently on the show.
I remember Cowboy Joe. I met him before.
Yeah.
We've had him on
We've
the
had
show.
him on the show too.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I haven't seen him in a while because of, I haven't been at networking meetings. Cowboy Joe, but when I've gone up there, he's a blast.
But they went up there 2011 and they documented some interesting things. I would do a paranormal visit up there to Bonnie Springs. That would be fun.
Yeah.
That'd be a lot of fun.
Got great food there. Great food.
I liked it. I've had
Their breakfast is fantastic.
Their lunch was great too. I mean, I had a burger that finally tasted like a burger, instead of what's out there these days.
We just got invited to a birthday party next week.
Yeah.
Next Friday. Cindy Wasso, Cheryl Prater's friend.
Yes, I know Cindy
Over at
from the bar.
From the bar. Her birthday celebration is next week on Friday
Next Friday.
at bar 7777 on Sahara and Buffalo, right on the corner there.
That's right. I know where that's at.
So I think we may have to make an appearance there next Friday.
I will warn you guys, it is a sports bar.
I know.
Okay.
Used to
But-
be a Yankee bar.
Yeah, but it's a sports bar, but they serve Chinese food. I'm not kidding you. I swear,
time
the
is it?
777 sports bar, it serves Chinese food.
Next-
It's
Wow.
a sports bar.
Next
It serves-
Friday night.
Next Friday night.
Yeah.
We're there.
All right.
Why not?
Went to a couple of Monday night football games there.
I was there the night Tino Martinez delivered the home run against the Arizona Diamondbacks in the what series was that? 01 was it?
01.
Yep, we watched that. Tino Martinez. All right, time for a break.
Yeah.
You're listening to Vegas Unwrapped on VegasOnNetRadio.com.
What are we coming back with?
I have no idea. We're out of schedule. Maybe a little unwrapped treasures before we do Doing It with Styles. I think that's what's scheduled.
Okay.
All right, we'll be back right after this. All right, welcome back to Vegas Unwrapped. By the way,
Man, did he trash me again during the break? Unbelievable. Unbelievable.
What did he do to you?
He's going to replace me for sure.
want to ask everybody to go to our Vegas Unwrapped fan page. You could see the two new fans that have just joined us to get us at 1651, Mr. Cash.
That's Kathy doing her.
That's right.
You know something? I
Two
saw,
down, 18 to go.
I saw something that you picked up. You picked up on a little Miss Bobcat trick there about the thank yous and things. Do you guys know?
I've been doing
have you been doing that?
I've been doing that.
Always.
I think Mrs. Bobcat picked it up from me.
Yeah.
And when I send, we know we get birthdays.
Yes.
So I always write happy birthday from all your friends at Vegas Unwrapped.
Yep.
And I get a lot of response from that, thanking us for
it's a great
posting
thing.
that.
That's a good thing.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Okay.
All right.
Thank them for thanking us.
Yeah.
Hit it.
Yeah.
And
It's
do they thank you for thanking us?
occasionally.
Turn their mics off, will you please?
Okay. Whatever you like, sir.
In case you're into ice skating, this weekend, actually it's tonight. Today's the 15th, right?
Yeah.
You have about an hour and 15 minutes left if you want to go out and do skating down at downtown Summerlin. It's the Rock pink for 80s night. So go down dressed in your latest 80s garb. It is for free down there. Post your pictures up on Instagram at Downtown Summerlin or on Twitter at DT Summerlin for a chance to win a Downtown Summerlin gift card. So you still have some time if you want to go down and ice skate. The Power of Story. Tomorrow, January 16th from 12 to 1 p.m. The Power of Story presented by Carla Huntsman and Rochelle Hooks at the Lloyd George Courthouse. Story has the power to entertain, teach, and inspire. Come along with Carla and Rochelle as they take you on an enticing journey to explore many varied types of styles of stories, such as story with music, story with dance, traditional folk tale, and personal tales to shake up your thinking and open your heart. For more information, go to www.artslasvegas.org for more information. Now, this might be something you can do because this has something to do with walking.
Okay.
But can you hula?
Can I hula?
Can you hula dance?
Not dance, but I know
You'll
what
end up
hula
with
is.
traction.
You call 911.
Learn to hula.
Great. Another guy that's picking on me.
Saturday, January 17th from 10:30 to 11:30 in the morning at the Enterprise Library, 25 East Shelbourne Avenue in Las Vegas. Hula is a traditional art form from the Hawaiian Islands. It is a great way for every member of the family to participate in some form of exercise. It's free and open to the public. All ages are welcomed. You can check it out. www.lvccld.org and click on the events tab for more information.
I got one for you.
Go ahead.
Next Tuesday night.
Over
at the Clark County Library.
Clark County Library
on East Flamingo.
East Flamingo. I'm just helping out.
Do I hear an echo?
I'm just helping out.
Yeah, as part of the Mob Week.
Mob
Month.
Mob Month. Every Tuesday.
Yeah. Anyway, the one that they're going to do
Country
is about
bumpkin.
does the mob still exist here in Las
You
Vegas?
country bumpkin.
Yeah, I know.
Henry Hill is turning over in his grave
he
somewhere.
Sure is. Because that's the question I asked him about, I don't know, what's it, almost 5 years ago?
Yeah.
4 or 5 years ago.
Something
I asked
like
him at our criminal roundtable, gangster roundtable, and I said to Henry, so Henry, do you think that the mob is still here in Vegas? And he stopped and he turned around and he said, what are you, a country bumpkin?
We could have ended the show right there.
It was
that
great.
was terrific.
Anyway, so they are going to have just that discussion. I mean, obviously the corporations and Steve Wynn and all those other people, they own all the hotels now. But the question is, does the skim still exist? Is money still coming off the top? Are the labor unions in the are they still being run by the mob? I mean, there's a lot of good questions out there. If you really want to get involved in that discussion, get to that venue early. I think it starts at 7, but I'm sure that's going to be a sold out presentation.
He's keeping his mouth shut over there. He ain't saying a word.
Peace Week starts this week.
Piece of what?
Peace. As in peace.
What piece of what?
Not P-I-E-C-E, P-E-A-C-E.
Who's on first?
Sunday.
Should I give it to him now?
Give it to him.
Should
Go
I
for
just
it.
go ahead and just give it to him right this
for it.
minute here?
Yeah. There you go.
And again.
Sunday from 2 to 5 p.m. at the West Las Vegas Library, 951 West Lake Mead Boulevard.
I'm going home.
Finally. Join us in honoring and celebrating the life, legacy, and contributions of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Mixed media presentations from 2 to 3 and a showcase performance featuring community artists and special guests. Problem is I brought you. You have no way of getting home. 3 to 5 p.m. will be featured. Co-sponsored by the City of Las Vegas. Free and open to the public. For more information, you can call 702-507-3989. And last but not least, on Tuesday, January 20th, from 9 a.m. to 10 a.m. at Tivoli Village is Stroller Strides. Stroller Strides has supported thousands of women through motherhood with its pre- and postnatal fitness programs. They take pride in being the nation's largest and most recognized program of its kind that helps give mothers the strength for motherhood. Stroller Strides is a 60-minute total body workout that moms can do with their babies.
Any suggestions for a Ricky Cash Strikes Back presentation would be greatly appreciated.
Stroller Stride instructors weave songs and activities into the routine designed to engage and entertain baby while moms are led through a series of exercises. Your first class is complimentary. And that does it for an abbreviated version of Unwrapped Treasures. By the way, catch us every Wednesday 9 to 10 a.m. on KLEV, 12:30 a.m. with Sandy Castell and friends with Chef Michael.
And if you have a TV that still has an antenna, you can catch us on the Sandy Castell and Friends television show.
Absolutely.
Last week,
Otherwise, you could just stay tuned to the Vegas Unwrapped fan page because I post the links to the
You
TV
do that,
show.
too.
So we make it easy.
how many links have we posted on that?
As
3 or
many as
4?
I can remember. I mean, I missed a couple, but
Yeah, I know.
the most recent one was this past week where we did Siegfried and Roy.
Siegfried and Roy, right?
So, and we got to get on that. We got to get ready for the next production. There's only about 2 or 3 left, man.
I get that.
We got to get
How
down to
many
the
shows
studio.
are they doing?
Well,
They're on almost every day. Their goal is to be on every day?
Well, the idea right now is to get renewed for the next 8 weeks.
Okay.
And I think they've got that already because they've asked us to come into the studio and record some more.
Record 8 more.
Record 8 more, whatever we
Vignettes.
do. Whatever we do.
Vignettes. Is that what they're called? Vignettes?
So we got to.
Well, congratulations,
We got
though.
Yeah, we got to put our head together because we've run out of legends.
Our head? We only have
Heads.
one between.
Heads.
But you didn't say heads.
Whatever.
It's like Weimer.
Weimer, M-I-M-E-R.
I always liked how he did. You know what I always like it was Chef Michael, and I'm not.
correct.
I'm sorry, I'm not from the Jewish faith.
That's
and
okay.
But say the candle because he never says it right.
The candle?
The menorah.
The menorah.
And what does he call it? He calls it manure, doesn't he?
Manure. Manure, right.
He can't call me Aaron Phillips.
Aaron.
He says Aaron.
Aaron, he has so much trouble with
It's
that.
so funny. Well, Sandy gives us 6 names to our show, too.
Yeah.
All right. We have Doing It With Styles coming up. We're going to take a very quick break to get back on schedule, and JPEG will be out from behind the camera bringing us Doing It With Styles. On the other side of the break, Vegas Unwrapped. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back. For our weekly award, brought to you by John JPEG Styles.
It's time for Doing It With Style. Sponsored in part by A.A. Casaro Plumbing and Construction.
All right. Joining us now in front of the camera on the microphone is the man, myth, and legend himself, Mr. JPEG John Styles. How are you, buddy?
I'm good. How are you?
Turn your
Thing on?
check your power button on the mic. This is what you call technical difficulties on live radio.
Look at all this.
There's no powers.
Now I'm off.
Hello. Now you're off.
I am.
Now you're on. You're always.
Hello.
You're off when you're on.
What the hell are we doing now?
I don't know what we're doing. Hello there.
Hold on.
Hello there.
Hello there.
Hello there.
Go for it.
Okay. All right. So, since early July, every Monday through Friday,
Yes.
I've been driving up Sahara,
Yes.
up Rainbow, hanging left on Sahara to come to the studio. And every day, going home the other way, and every day I see this place that I keep wanting to stop at because I love croissants. So there's
I
this.
thought it was the new love store that he was talking about there in Rainbow.
No. I've been going there for months.
They
anyway-
have a wing dedicated to you there. I understand.
Yeah, I do. Because they do it with Styles over there.
Right.
Called the cross-dressing wing.
So anyway, tonight I stopped because I just wanted to see what they got. You know, I love French pastries. I like to go over to Paris, and they've got those sidewalk cafes, the place where you get all the great different croissants. So anyway, I stopped there tonight. This place is awesome. I got to tell you. I spent my whole week's check in there. I got the car loaded up with all kinds of goodies I'm going to take home.
Like what?
Chocolate truffle cake. I swear to God, a slice that's
JPEG, he's parked right.
Somebody go down the hall and rob this guy.
Bobcat, his car's parked next to mine. Go down
this
the
slice of cake, I swear to God, is like about a foot tall, 4 inches wide, and about 8 inches long for each piece.
Do you remember Harold's Delicatessen in northern Jersey?
Yeah.
They used to make chocolate desserts like that. They had the big top hat chocolate cake.
Oh yeah, and they have all of the traditional.
Do they have regular chocolate croissants at your place?
Yes, yeah, they got everything.
I love.
They got
They're
everything.
going to give you a chocolate Twinkies.
They are a
Yeah.
bakery, pastry, and bistro. They'll make
Give the
sandwiches.
Give the location. This sounds too
This
good.
is it's right here at 2170 South Rainbow Boulevard. It's just north of Sahara, and it's on the west side of the street.
Bobcat scared Irma.
And it's called Camille by Manon, if I pronounce that correctly. Manon. And it's, it's at the other end of the Harley Davidson, with a big Harley Davidson sign.
it's in there?
It's
You
at
know,
the it's in the next little driveway over.
Gotcha.
And I finally got to stop there. And
Scared Irma, you big boy.
Raquel and John Paul are the owners, and they have another location over at 8751 West Charleston Boulevard. And their phone number is 586-2669. But I'm telling you guys, you got to stop there. Everything they've got is just awesome.
Would you stop banging the counter here? I mean,
He's just keeping beat with the music.
So, anyway, they get my Doing It With Styles award this week.
Don't they do it with French styles?
Yes, they do. With Style.
Style.
the West Charleston location.
Sacré style.
The West Charleston location will be better for us.
Yes. All right,
Yeah.
hang on.
Thank you for listening to Doing It With Style. Sponsored in part by A.A. Casaro Plumbing and Construction and heard exclusively on Vegas Unwrapped.
Hey, this is John JPEG Styles, and I just joined the Ricky Cash Fan Club. I am so excited. I am a Diamond member, and I got all kinds of stuff coming in the mail. I can't wait. You should join too. Just go to vegasunwrapped.net for more information.
All right. Very
Is
cool.
that what I sound like on the radio?
Yeah.
Sound pretty good. Hey, John, are you going to bring them a certificate? Am I on again?
No,
Okay.
I'm going to bring one next week because
For them?
Yeah.
How late are they open? Will they be open after the show?
Until they close. You know what? I'll let you know.
Duh.
I'll let you know.
What's the telephone number?
I think
of
it's
that
8
place?
o'clock, but I'm not sure.
Yeah, we can have Bobcat call and see how late
Yeah.
they're open till.
And find out if they deliver.
Yeah, really. You're on live radio. What time are you open till?
First-
That would be funny.
Yeah.
We should call them up and do a
We
live.
should start doing stuff like
Sure,
that.
that's
you
right.
know?
Yeah.
That's right. Scaring the crap out of people.
I was a part of that one time in Florida.
Yeah?
And the station I worked at, morning team, they found out Florence Henderson's telephone number.
Here's the story.
And here it comes right now.
Oh, the lovely lady.
At about 20,000 worth. They called and woke her up, and
Oh,
it
God.
traumatically shocked her so bad that she could not perform that night. Somewhere in Orlando she was at, and could not perform with the Orlando Philharmonic. That she sued the station and got 20 grand because that's what she was supposed to be paid that night. 20
Greg
grand.
Brady run out of the bedroom fast enough?
Yeah, Marshall on the
I
backside.
heard about that cougar
Jeez. Hey, I have a question for you guys.
pretty hot back
Who, Florence Henderson?
back in the day.
Back in the
Yeah.
day. Marsha. I have a question for you. Did you hear the story today? Mariah Carey is taking up residence
Yes.
at the Coliseum.
Just
Yes.
At Caesars, I heard that.
But my
last
question,
week.
with Caesars filing bankruptcy, but my question to you is this: she's only going to be there for 16 dates.
Right.
Is that really a residency? I thought a residency was a couple of years. 16 dates makes a residency.
Yes, it does in this town.
Why?
Well, if you look at it this way, one of your favorite bands, Kiss, was here.
Right.
Okay, November, if I'm not mistaken, November 7th through the 22nd.
Right.
They actually only did, out of those dates, they actually only did like 9 shows.
And they called that a residency
And
too.
they called that a residency,
I
same
don't
with the
get it.
Motley Crue. And did you hear about this? She's replacing Celine, is what it is,
Right.
because Celine's husband's not doing well and everything else. And the show will be 18 of the number one hits of Mariah
Yeah,
Carey.
she's going to do a show of her number one hits. Yeah.
But how bad is that?
Yeah.
That's going to be tremendous.
Yeah, she'll
but
pack 'em in,
But I
so.
also have the album.
She has 18
I mean,
hits.
I have
18 number ones, man.
Really?
Easily.
Album?
Well, that's what they.
He just showed his
but
age.
No.
Album.
No. If you talk to a recording artist today, they will say that they're making an album.
Yes,
They
that is
will
true.
absolutely. They don't say
Absolutely.
they're making a CD or they say they're making an album, and that's an absolute fact.
But what do you have in your cabinet? Do you have an album or a CD?
Well, I have some albums in storage.
But if you wanted to listen to Mariah Carey, are you pulling out an album or are you pulling out a CD?
A CD.
Thank you.
iPod.
Yeah, really. But I would.
iTunes.
Did they give any prices on that, Bobcat? I would love to see that.
No,
because
I didn't see the
I think
prices.
she's great.
Let me see. I'll bring up the article, see if we have it here.
I'm sure she's
I
probably
really
going.
do like her rendition of "I Want to Know What Love Is."
Yeah,
That she does an excellent job on that.
I think Mariah Carey's the best. I think
She's got a great
tremendous.
talent, great, and then of course you know who they've put in to fill Brittany's spot because Brittany's done.
No, she's not.
Yes, and it is going to be the
She
one.
just signed for another year.
No. Wait back. But those are an extended version. But who's coming in to replace her is going to be Jennifer Lopez. Is going to be the new residency at the Planet
I saw
Hollywood.
that.
Yes,
I saw that.
Yeah.
She's nice, but
I'd rather see Brittany, frankly.
I'd rather see J-Lo.
It's got
All right, here's the article.
Big
I'll read it real
butt.
quickly for you.
she's nice.
Show dates May 6, 9, 10, 13, 16, 17, 20, 23, 24. July 8, 11, 12, 15, 18, 19, 22, 25, and 26. Ticket prices $55, $95, $140, $175, and $250. Prices include 10% entertainment tax and are on sale now. All shows begin at 8 p.m. No details about Carrie's deal with Caesars Entertainment have been released at this time, but it is rumored to be more than $30 million Britney Spears is receiving for her 2-year residency at Planet Hollywood.
Hello, 2-year residency.
Yeah.
Right.
2 year, but it's a residency. But
No, I'm saying but second year for Britney.
Right.
Yeah.
And did you see Elsie? And I'm going to tell you this one. This one's going to be a packer. They're going to blow the doors off of this one. Brooks and Dunn and Reba McEntire coming to Caesars. That thing is going to be one heck of a show right there. You can't. I mean, as far as country entertainment goes, Reba and Brooks and Dunn. How many number ones there? Great show. I can't. Well, that's one I want to see.
Mm-hmm. As a country music fan, that would be a top go for.
I'm not a big country guy.
I like it better over the last 20 years than prior because there's a lot of crossover stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, in fact, now.
Have you seen the mashup that they've done on the internet?
No.
Where they took 6 country western big hit songs and they kind of like mashed them all together, and you can't tell one from another. I mean, musically, they all look it up sometime.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool.
There you go.
All right, cool. Well, that takes us to the top of the hour. Are you ready? We made it. 1 hour to go. We come back on the other side. I want to talk about Governor Sandoval's speech tonight. He did the State of the State address because he brought up a way to fund education. We'll see if it works.
Is this a good deal here?
We'll see.
All right.
And maybe some Las Vegas dates in history.
And we did want to mention the Ohio State player and his decision to stay in school.
We'll talk about that as well. The whole second hour is pretty much going to be just us talking topics.
More of the same.
Vegas Unwrapped. Hour number 1 in the books. Hour number 2 coming up.
Maybe they'll ease up on me.
Nah. We'll be back with more right after this. Vegas Unwrapped.
Hour number 2.
Hour number 2, which generally means one thing.
Downhill. Actually, it's a fun time.
Yeah.
Not that the first hour isn't fun, but...
you want to go into some dates in history, or you want to go into Governor Sandoval?
No, let's do some dates.
All right.
I like dates.
All right. This is all Vegas related.
Show off my knowledge about everything. You know, that's the crack that got me into trouble tonight.
What's that?
We know everything. I know everything about everything.
Just keep digging.
As soon as that was said, then everything went downhill from there.
I'm just sitting here being a good boy today.
Yeah, well, you're never really bad.
Well, okay.
At least not here.
Wow.
You ready?
Surely.
What year?
1215.
A rail line connecting Salt Lake City, San Pedro, and Los Angeles was built through Vegas. It became a company town that prospered by catering to train passengers and local silver miners. What year, sir?
I'm going to say 1870.
53.
1905.
Boy, it was that late, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
What year did Nevada originally ban gambling, known today as gaming?
I know when they repealed it.
I didn't ask that question.
I know. I'm going to say about 1912.
1910 would be the correct answer. What year did Fremont Street get paved?
Thursday. After the destruction from New Year's.
Yeah.
Papa disappeared?
Yeah, exactly.
When did it get paved? Fremont Street?
Uh-huh.
I'm going to say early, probably around 1914.
1925.
Okay.
It's funny you mentioned Jimmy Hoffa, which people talk about the Meadowlands Giant Stadium. But I read today the Izot Center may be closing down at the end of the month.
What's the odds?
That's the old Continental Arena, the where the Nets used to play.
Oh, really?
The basketball arena.
Wow.
WWE had an event plan there.
Did you hear that the New York Islanders hockey team is moving to Brooklyn?
Oh, really?
Yeah,
No, I didn't hear that.
to the Barclays
To
Center.
the Barclays Center?
Yeah.
So they're going to be the Brooklyn Islanders?
I don't know what they're going to be because Brooklyn Islanders is a little redundant because Brooklyn really
Is an island.
is the westernmost part of Long Island.
Right.
If you want to be, technical.
Okay.
Who cares? It's more useless information.
In the Brooklyn, isn't that up in Jay-Z's area or something? More
Yeah.
money for him? Okay.
Exactly.
Oh,
you know.
Jay-Z.
Exactly.
Sell them 200.
What year was the Hoover Dam completed? I'll give you an easy one.
That's probably around, let's see. I'm going to say 1930. Wow. 8.
5. 1935.
It only took them 3 years to build
I
that?
guess so. They had 9,000 men on there. Because 8,000 of them were buried in the dam.
A whole lot of them are buried in
Jeez.
that dam.
Oh, my
You
gosh.
don't think so?
Buried in there.
They lost a lot of construction people there.
They died, yeah, but none of them are buried in the concrete.
You don't think so? You don't think somebody fell into the concrete?
Have you ever taken the tour out there?
Well, yeah, I mean,
That's one of the first things they tell you, that's a myth.
They're lying through their
they're
teeth.
lying like dogs.
Those lying bastards.
Yeah.
Yeah, glad you said it.
What year did the famous Flamingo open by Bugsy Siegel?
What year did it actually open?
Right.
Wow. I'm going to say 1947. Watch it be 46.
1946 would be the correct answer. What year did the McCarran Airport open? And I'll give you an extra credit if you can tell me who it was named after.
And an extra point if you can tell you what its original name was.
Bugsy Siegel.
Okay, when did the McCarran Airport open?
When did McCarran open?
I'm going to say 1939.
48.
It opened after the
And who was it named after?
McCarran.
What McCarran?
Whatever McCarran you want to name. I don't know. Some McCarran.
State Senator Pat McCarran.
Pat McCarran.
Yes, and
And it originally was not called McCarran Airport. It was called McCarran Field.
that's
McCarran
right.
Field,
McCarran
of course.
Field, made famous by the TV show Vegas with about Jack Lamb. 1950. What was the population of Vegas at that time?
1950.
Yeah, flip the question around, Anya.
28,000.
Whew, close. 25,000. Not bad. What year did the Desert Inn Hotel Casino open, which is now the Wynn?
1960.
50. Vegas Vic, 40-foot tall neon cowboy, waving his arm saying, "Howdy, partner," was placed above the Pioneer Club and became a Vegas icon. What year did Vegas Vic get put in his place?
1951.
Wow, finally nailed one in 1951. In 1960, what was the population?
$112,000.
65,000. Oh, and slot machines started going electric. Think about that one. Let's see. What year did Evel Knievel fail his jump over the Caesars fountains?
Second worst wreck he ever had.
Let's say 1974.
1967.
It was that early.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Let's see. Wow. What year did the Fashion Show Mall open as the first freestanding mall on the Strip?
1982.
1981. Yeah. Let's see.
Good God, parole.
You know what's really wild about the Evel Knievel thing? If you watch it and you see the bike coming down and he hits the top of the ramp, which makes him flip, right? If you slow it and watch it, you can actually see the leathers where he hits. It hits so hard that his leathers just split from his
pants?
Yeah, if you watch it from
He
ABC.
broke a lot of bones on that one.
Yeah, he sure did.
What year did the New York Hotel open up?
Oh, God.
Was I here yet? 1991.
1997 would be the correct
I
answer.
was here.
The Hard Rock Hotel opened what year?
2000?
1999.
1995. What year did the Bellagio open?
2002.
1998. What year did the Venetian open?
2002.
1999. Let's see. What year did Mayor Oscar Goodman win
2002.
re-election? I knew where you were going. I was trying to find one, but I don't
you
got
could
one
find
for
one.
that year.
Thanks.
What year did Mayor Goodman, Oscar Goodman, win re-election with over 80% of the vote?
2005.
2003. And last but not least, let's see. Okay, what year? The first time the Miss America pageant left Atlantic City was hosted at the Aladdin Hotel, which is now Planet Hollywood. What year was that?
2002.
2006 would be the correct answer. All right, so that does it for some Las Vegas dates of relevance, and we'll cover some of those.
We'll probably, if you didn't hear it here, that will probably be one of the segments that we will be doing in an upcoming television event for Sandy Castell and friends.
What was the last resort built here?
What was the last one that was built here? I mean, built from the ground up or
from
changed?
not the people taking the Sahara and flipping
Okay.
it. Yeah.
When was the last one?
What was the last
I would have to think it's the Encore. No, I think it's the Encore.
No, Cosmo, the
Oh, that's right.
Yeah,
that's
the
right.
City
In the
Center.
city center.
City Center.
City Center was
Yeah,
the last thing.
right.
Yeah.
one.
Right.
Okay.
Which was about, what, 5-6 years ago now?
Yeah, they were building that when we were in that other industry.
Yeah, they were building it.
Yeah,
then.
they just opened it. They just opened it that summer when I'd gotten here.
Which was, what year
I've
was
been
that?
here 5 going on 6 years now.
Okay, so around 2008 or 9.
That's the last one.
Yeah.
And I heard there's 3 more super complexes that they're talking about.
The one up by, where the Rio, but not the Rio Hotel, but the big festival, the Rio
Right.
Festival. There's going to be a couple of hotels up there.
Yeah, and where the Echelon is, where that Chinese joint.
that's going to be a huge one. They're going to have 3 big hotels right in that center.
That'll be a
Huge.
big one.
Yeah, Vegas just doesn't stop.
Keep going. Buy some more land.
Yeah.
Heard a real interesting thing, that over at the Rio they have the Scusa Go-Kart Championships. These are the big world go-kart championships, right?
Okay.
And
We don't qualify based on what we did.
my good friends here, we wouldn't even get off the starting line with these guys, okay? But anyhow, it was the last year at the Rio, and they're moving it over to the what used to be the old Hilton, the Westgate, and it's going to go there for 2 years, and then their plans are, after that, the World Go-Karting Championships will be held right down the strip in Las Vegas. So that's something coming up in a couple of years away. It's going to be a good deal. Yeah,
That will be exciting to watch. So they'll use the strip. And,
they'll use the strip and everything.
They did that for a while, and I don't know if it was the go-karts.
But
I seem to remember
Didn't they do the Formula One?
Yes.
Formula One, right?
You are correct. Before Caesars expanded and put the Coliseum and everything in, and then it became such. Everybody got all bent out of shape because people couldn't get in, and they already had the New Year's thing. But it was a great attempt. But I think this thing with the World Championship go-karters, because not only you get the kids, but you get Formula One racers, NASCAR, Indy guys, and everything else. And I could just see them flying down the strip. That would be so cool.
That would be pretty cool for sure. And then they could stop at White Castle because it's opening in the next couple of.
Wow! And there's another new one. Did you hear that? There's 2 of them getting ready to open.
No, just one. Just the one on the strip at the Casino Royale. That's going to open probably before the Super Bowl.
Wait, there's another. Somebody else is Terrible Herbst. Terrible Herbst has got a White Castle coming to one of the Terrible Herbst stores. It was on the news yesterday. Yeah. I'll pull the article. Hold on.
Please, that's
All right, while he's doing that, let's talk about Governor Sandoval for a second. He had his State of the State address tonight.
You mean the Republican nominee for vice president in 2016?
Right.
That same Governor Sandoval?
I guess so.
Okay.
In his State of the State address, the governor acknowledged the state's failures in education and vital social services such as mental health. He called for legislators in Nevada's business community to support his proposed $7.3 billion general fund spending plan that includes $1.15 billion in new or extended taxes. The current 2-year budget is $6.5 billion. Let's see. Where's the other part of the article that I wanted to keep? Sandoval, the first Republican governor in the county to accept the expansion of Medicaid under President Barack Obama's Affordable Care Act, touted the program, saying the decision has led to a substantial decrease in the number of uninsured Nevadans to 11% from 23%. But Sandoval said the state's current revenue stream does not keep up for growth and is in desperate need of an overhaul. He also proposes new taxes through graduated business license fees ranging from $400 to $4 million a year that would raise $430 million. Who's paying a business license for $4 million? Are casinos paying that much money for a business license? Tesla?
I bet you Tesla, when they come in, would have to pay something like that.
Sheesh.
Certainly White Castle won't. They'll just trade off in burgers.
That's right, rat burgers. I know I'm asking a lot of the business community, Sandoval said. I've explored every option and find this to be the broadest, least complicated, and fairest solution. The governor conceded the political hurdles he faces passing a massive tax hike that requires 2/3 majority in both the state and the Senate and Assembly.
Well, I'll tell you what, if he gets it passed, he will be a nominee.
Yeah.
Because he is one of the more progressive members of the Republican Party, and they are so diversified right now between the Tea Partiers and the ultra conservatives and the small group of moderates. They're a mess. I mean, they're talking about Mitt Romney again. I mean, hello. You know what Hillary would do to him?
I think if he...
Now here we go political. We're not going political. We're just making...
No. But if he does get it passed, I think that will blow his chances of becoming the nominee for vice president, because they are no tax party.
Yeah, I get it, but anyway, I'll tell you what, when 216 does come rolling around, we won't talk politics as far as taking a stand, because that's not our goal here, but we certainly will report on it on both sides of the aisle, as they say, because I think 2016's primary races and presidential races are going to be some of the most incredible in the history of elections, because there's going to be some... Wow, you think we've had dirty politics before?
Yeah.
Wow, it's going to be amazing.
All right, we're going to end it right there. I'll tell you what, we've got some new fans coming in here left and right, courtesy of Kathy Rickley, but I'll announce those on the other side of the break. So let's step aside for a quick break. We come back, we're going to talk about Cardale Jones' decision to stay at Ohio State, and there was one statement he made during his news conference that impressed the daylights out of me, and I'll share that with you on the other side. You're listening to Vegas Unwrapped. We'll be back with more right after this. All right, welcome back to Vegas Unwrapped. I want to welcome some new guests that have joined us here during the course of the show. Sophia Princess and Donna Marie Saratella, Jerry Dean and Desiree Wolf, and I want to again thank Kathy Rickley for spreading the news about us and getting
some more likes.
Jerry Dean is one of our new fans. She's a Blue Star mom. Do you know what a Blue Star is? You probably know what it is. Right, John?
Yeah.
Her son was killed at age 19 while serving in the Marines.
Wow.
So if it fits to do a shout-out for our military serving now and who paid the ultimate price, of course it does. Want to thank all of our servicemen and women. Hoorah! Past, present, future, we thank you for the freedoms with which you protect and allow us the opportunity to do what we do. So we are greatly appreciative of what we're able to do and present this opportunity to us to be on the radio. So we thank you. Kathy is thinking about coming down on the 29th. She says, you're not coming to the meeting on Monday? Anyway. All right. Here's what we're going to do. Cardale Jones. You talk about a guy who's had a career in 3 games for Ohio State Buckeyes. And third-string quarterback, everybody knows the story. Urban Meyer's bringing in his third-string quarterback and winning everything. They had a news conference at his high school in Ohio, just outside, I guess in Cleveland or just outside Cleveland, in the Cleveland metropolitan area. And he came up to the podium. One of the things he said that had me laughing was, I don't know why you all are here. He says, you guys are making a bigger deal out of this than it needs to be, which I thought was great. But then he announced that his decision was to go back to Ohio State and forego the NFL, and which I think was a smart decision. I mean, after only 3 games, I don't know where, but people said he could have been a low first rounder, second round, maybe third round, and he'd have been a working project for a couple of years.
Which wouldn't be bad for certain teams that have aging quarterbacks.
Right, that have a couple of years left.
Dallas, New Orleans.
Right.
Even the Patriots. All those teams that have.
Well, they drafted, what's that kid, Garoppolo, last year behind Brady. But here's the thing that impressed me the most. Number one, he was talking about his education. He realizes that his education is going to take him further in life than his football career. Wants to be a financial planner. Somebody asked him what he's studying. But this was the thing that really got me. He said, and I think I'm going to get the quote pretty right on, football is nothing more than a stepping stone to my education.
That's very good. That's very good.
Okay. Now, he was applauded a few times during his comments, of course, when he announced he was coming back, and he was talking about how important his education is. It was, people applauded. But that statement stood out to me because I have not seen, apparently there are stories done on his background. He's not from wealth and he had a hard upbringing or whatever. I have not seen the story. It could have been too easy for him to jump into the NFL to get all the riches that the NFL could offer, and take care of his family. He's got a daughter, and he's a sophomore in college. Okay, so
I think he's a junior.
He only has 1 year left of eligibility. I thought he was a sophomore.
I think he.
Okay,
I don't know. It doesn't matter.
But it was just that statement so impressed me. As a young guy who could have gone for the roses, decided that his education, after talking with his family and Urban Meyer and some NFL people, I was very impressed with his conference. And when he said that he earned my, not that he didn't have my respect before, I don't know from Adam, but he played like crazy and everything else. But he said all the right things, and there was no speeches. He didn't have cue cards. He didn't have index cards. He just went up to the podium, spoke, and that was it. And that impressed me.
There you go.
See, there's hope.
Well, there is hope because there are people out there, and let's get a little bit specific here. There are, for young African American to go into sports and have the kind of capability that this man does. It's instant riches. There's no question about it. Even in a short career, he's liable to make a few $1 million that he and his family would have for the rest of their lives. On the other hand, he's thinking long term and the value of education. Now, that to me is somebody that really has his head on straight. And
Gets it.
I think he really is good. I applaud him, and I hope others do the same. Good job, Cardell.
Absolutely, and I'll tell you, I think I wish more of these athletes, because the other side of the coin, and you may not want to, I'll mention Jameis Winston. We know the troubles he ran into at Florida State off the field. He's gonna have some level of success on the next level. But I'll tell you, it was refreshing to hear him say what he did during his conference today. So
no question about it.
Well, I give the kid credit, but I also give his parents credit for instilling in him
the value of
that
education.
value of the education, because he didn't come to that himself. That's something that he was brought to.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah, you get, look, have we not said 1,000 times, it all starts at home?
Yep.
And it does, absolutely does.
I'm just looking. I'm sorry. I'm just looking at some of the pages here while we're talking of some of our new fans, and it's crazy what some of these people are doing. Holy cow!
Uh-oh.
Yeah, Desiree Wolf, she's one of our new fans. She obviously has a branding and PR marketing company, and I don't want to say what her cover picture says because I don't want to verbalize it. So it's kind of interesting what people put on there.
Good. She an After Dark candidate?
No, she owns a PR company.
Okay.
So, anyway, by the way, I did get some sort of a affirmation from Ms. Cleo that I have to talk with her a little more tomorrow for next month.
She's going to come on with toys again?
Possibly.
Holy mackerel.
Should I bring my camera?
Yeah, I'll tell you what.
You might want to bring the wide angle.
I'll tell you what. You will get red in the face.
I don't know if John will. I don't think John will.
Right.
You get embarrassed very easily.
What can I say?
You're still puckering from the butt plug.
Oh my God, that was some show.
It looked like a street cone, didn't it?
Well, it did. It did. It looked
honest to
like
God.
a highway thing.
It looked like a highway
no
cone.
question about it. Scared the bejesus out of me.
Scared the crap out of you.
Gives new meaning to the phrase "sit on it and rotate."
Exactly.
God,
Oh my goodness.
it scares me right now as we speak.
All right, what are we doing next? Oh, that guy Mr. Banter's back.
We can do anything we want.
I know we can. So let's take a quick break, and let's figure out what we're going to do after the break. Vegas Unwrapped, Aaron Phillips, Ricky Cash, Bobcat on the board, JPEG behind the camera. You, the listener. We'll be back. The motorhome is anchored. All right, welcome back.
Durango High School.
Is that where he went to school?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Both
All
of
the
them?
Bushes.
Yes,
I didn't know
All the
yes,
Bushes
they-
went to Durango.
Because Durango is a relatively new school.
Stephanie went with Kurt, I believe,
Okay.
in her class.
There you
Kurt
go.
or Kyle, one of the two.
Yeah.
Well, you got a 50-50 chance.
They were geeks, by the way. I mean, dorks. Dorks, geeks, whatever. What can I
Remind me
tell
when
you?
Kurt comes in about 3 weeks, not to have you in the studio.
No,
okay?
I wouldn't say that. But you ask him what they called him in high school, and he'll tell you.
Yeah, all right.
All right, so bring us up to speed. What's going on with Kurt Busch and his wife, or ex-wife,
Ex-girlfriend or whatever, with this Patricia Driscoll or whatever. I mean, she's a headhunting. They're calling her an assassin.
Well,
and
that's what
everything
woke
else.
me up. The
Well,
word assassin.
you know-
I thought, hey,
Yeah.
that's pretty cool.
And a CIA terrorist.
Yeah, she's a CIA,
CIA assassin and a terrorist.
It's all kind. Anyhow, this all started that Kurt Busch was dating this Patricia Driscoll, and Kurt's got all the drivers have little nicknames, and his is the Outlaw. Okay, and apparently things didn't work out right, and Mr. Busch decided that the relationship should end, and Miss Driscoll wasn't too happy about it. And about 3 weeks after the relationship ended, Miss Driscoll showed up at Dover.
That's
the
where
track.
I was.
Okay.
I was there this weekend.
Okay.
I didn't see her.
Maybe she was looking for you.
I
Maybe
didn't
she
see-
was.
But she was an assassin?
So anyhow, she shows up. She
You
shows up
dodged
to the
the
speedway.
bullet, Cash.
And she barrels into Kurt Busch's motorhome, saying that if this relationship is over, then he needs to go to Miss Driscoll's son and tell the Driscoll's son why the relationship is over with. Because apparently Miss Driscoll's son is all infatuated with Kurt. They got him a driver's suit. He's a little tag Outlaw Junior and everything else. Well, the relationship was over. She didn't like it. She claims that Kurt grabbed a hold of her, rattled her head off of the inside the motorhome 3 or 4 good times, sent her running. And then she's filed charges, domestic assault, thinks that he's an alcoholic, that he has mental problems.
And then
If you're gonna, if this is the case, if you two are married, we're all married. You're not married, but
Nope.
you were. If we grab a hold of our wives and rattle their heads, do you think it's going to take 3 to 4 weeks to file a charge? She claims that she went over to the motorhome next to Kurt Busch's for some comfort. Now,
who was there, Kyle?
they didn't say whose motorhome it was. But let's just say it was your home, Mr. Cash. It's your motorhome, and a woman comes to your door. She's crying. She's upset. She looks like she's been abused.
He only wishes.
And nothing has been done. No. If you were there, would you not gone over to Kurt Busch's motorhome and knocked on the door going, "Hey, Kurt, what's going on? Your old lady's over here crying," said you just whooped the tar out of her. Well, nothing like that ever happened. Personal assistants today came out, Kurt Busch's and Miss Driscoll's assistant. Miss Driscoll's assistant says she's loonier than two birds in a cage. So we're going to see what happens on this whole thing.
Sounds like it's going to show up on SVU.
Now, if
Jerry Springer will be the judge in that case.
Now, this NASCAR is pretty much the sanctioning body is keeping their mouths quiet because you're innocent until proven guilty.
Right.
But
Not in the court of public opinion.
if Brian France has his way, and if it does happen, and if he is convicted of a domestic violence charge, his racing career in NASCAR will be done. They will not tolerate it. They will not tolerate it.
Well, with everything that's going on with the NFL.
Yes.
Yeah.
I just think that if all this happened, I would have been reporting it that day. And I've been around racing, and I've been in these motor coach areas, and they are so secured, guys. I mean, it's like trying to get into the Pentagon. You got to have credentials that say you belong there.
Or knockers.
Okay. And if things would happen in that particular area, I just don't see where the law wasn't called, things legally across the board. I just think she's upset that Mr. Bush is moving on, and plans for her are in it,
In an area like that, like you say, as tightly packed as it is, somebody would have heard or seen something.
Yeah, because when they pull these things in, I mean, they're stacked pretty close together.
Yeah.
I mean, there's not a lot of room at these tracks, okay? And you got 43 drivers that have all got motor coaches, all have got haulers, and I mean, to drive one of the haulers of the trucks, you got to be damn near good of the drivers to drive the car, because they pack them in tight. I just can't see it, guys. So we'll wait and see.
I think she needs a drink from Bill Cosby.
Ooh.
Hey, there was a NFL player, a former player, who was it, that was charged with rape?
Indiana Colts special teamer. You
I
betcha.
saw that today.
Yeah.
That's right. He played in 14 games this year. With his name just escaped me. But yeah, he was allegations of rape, and he's of course vehemently denying them. So, and then Ray Rice settled out with the NFL. They were supposed to go to arbitration or mediation or something, and NFL and Ray Rice settled.
Wonder where he's going to show up next year.
Somebody, you know what? Somebody's going to give him a chance. Their
absolutely.
team's desperate for running backs, even though many believed he was on the downside of his NFL career anyway.
Possibly.
But somebody's going to give him a chance, and if you get 800-900 yards out of him, and maybe a half a dozen or so touchdowns for a team that needs some running game, I think would be some measure of success for him.
Yeah.
So anyway, but yeah, so a lot of that stuff still floating around out there. It's just absolutely crazy. A lot of activity in baseball. Baseball opening day is about 80 so days away from opening day.
35 days for pitchers and
catchers. So I'll tell you, I'm not a big NBA fan in terms of watching games. Until
the playoffs.
Same thing with hockey. NCAA, not until really we get into the tournament for me. This is really a dead spot for me. Even though there's still 2 more weekends of football left this week. We can talk about that too.
I am a little football burned out. I've mentioned that a couple of times already. It's like for some reason this season feels like it's been so long. It's
because you're a Jets fan.
Well,
oh man.
That's part of it. And I think because so much attention was paid to the football playoff. I actually think college football had more interest and more excitement this year than the NFL.
Wasn't the numbers? I saw something. Wasn't the ESPN numbers for the college football time? It just blew them on.
All-time record numbers.
Yeah, and I think they're well deserved. By the way, ESPN did a very, very good job on the playoff games. I
heard a lot of people though. Miss Bobcat said that she was getting a lot of feedback on the Facebook because it was on ESPN. A lot of people didn't have it and couldn't catch it.
If you don't have cable, you don't have ESPN
or satellite.
Right. Could you get one of those antennas?
Yeah, exactly. For $200, get an antenna installed.
What do you think about your buddy leaving the Jets and on the way to Buffalo, Rex Ryan?
I was always a big Rex Ryan fan. I always felt that his biggest weakness was not finding really good offensive coordinators,
right?
Because he was a defensive specialist, still is to this day, and he goes to Buffalo, where what's their biggest need? Offense. So they got Sammy Watkins there, and they have nobody for quarterback. So they're a mess. So he goes from one mess to another mess in the same division. I thought he was a sure bet flyer for Atlanta, but what do I know about hockey?
I sort of had him. I was talking to Sergio Quintero, who does Clubhouse Sports here, and
we know about Sergio.
You know about the Serge. He had him sort of picked going to Oakland. He thought the Oakland job might fit him, but I guess not.
Jack Del Rio's going to get that job.
Really? Okay.
Yeah, he got it. It's a fraternity. Once you're a coach, you could probably get 3 or 4 teams under your belt for your career before they realize, gee, he never won anywhere.
Right.
That's really
that's right.
That's a whole nother story. But I'm looking forward to baseball. I'm a big UNLV Running Rebels fan, and they are having their hands full this year with an almost total freshman class. They have so much potential, but and there's so much criticism on Coach Rice. I hear it in my own household, and it's too bad because this is a team that has the potential, and maybe a year or 2 down the road, if these freshmen stay, right. They're going to be a good team. But right now, this year, it looks like it's already in the toilet at 10-7.
Yeah.
And after beating the third-ranked team undefeated third-ranked team in the country, they've won 1 game since then.
Which was Arizona, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that was the highlight of the season. It might end right there.
Well, people said this was going to be a good year for them with the freshmen and everything going into this year. So
yeah, well, that's the big argument. So
Right.
if they're not playing well, whose fault is it? The coach.
Have you guys been down to see him play yet?
I've seen him once.
Once? You? Huh?
Nope.
I had tickets offered.
Did you?
And I had to work, so I was like, I'd love to see him play.
Anytime you have tickets offered, just give me a call.
And you'll take them?
Oh, without question.
All right.
Even if they're not playing well, because I'm a real fan.
Okay.
And it's interesting because I didn't go there, but I adopted them long before I moved to Las Vegas. So kudos for that.
That's right. Saturday, I'm going to see wrestling. So
Are you? Are they in town? Or
going to the Grand Garden Arena. Yep, they're in town this
Yeah,
weekend.
talk a little bit about that. That's pretty cool.
Well, why don't we do that after the break?
All right, if you like.
Yeah. We'll be back after this. I'll talk about wrestling when we come back.
All right.
Bye-bye.
You're listening to Vegas Unwrapped. Aaron Phillips, Ricky Cash, JPEG Bobcat. Final segment coming up for you.
/Ricky Fan Club. We'll get you all the information regarding the Ricky Cash Fan Club. Help us help others. $10, $20, or $30 once a year gets you all kinds of paraphernalia back in exchange for your membership contribution, and it allows us to help others with some monetary donations, food, whatever they need. So we look forward to your continued support. Heck, if I could do that, I'd be doing that too. Are you kidding me?
I'll just throw the leg or two.
Anyway, the Ricky Cash Fan Club is alive and well. So for all, again, as a reminder, Mr. Cash, what day are we inviting everybody down? The 29th?
2 weeks from tonight.
If you are a local member of the fan club, come on down to the studio starting at 6 p.m. Mr. Cash will have all of your paraphernalia of your membership stuff to give you. Sure, everything from your shirts to tickets to whatever level you are, your certificates, your signed autographs. Even take a picture with Ricky before we go on the air if you want to. And if you're here and want to hang out to come on the air for a few seconds, because we do have a guest in the first segment that night, Compassion Care Hospice will be in studio. We'll throw you on the air and give you an opportunity to chat about the fan club.
Sounds
And
good
the
to me.
first 100 members that show up will get a Doing It with Styles award
There you
that
go.
week.
There you go.
That's
All right.
even better. I
All
love
right,
that.
so you get a
Good
Doing It
job.
with Styles award, saving Mr. Cash shipping costs. Doing It with Styles to come pick up your stuff. All right, wrestling. Yeah, this Saturday night at the MGM Grand Garden Arena.
Who's going?
Who's going? I'm taking Robin, which surprised the daylights out of me.
Me too.
My dad's going,
Wow.
and President Ted.
Ted's going. Huh?
President Ted from the fan club is going, so the
Oh.
4 of us will be rocking a live event. Roman Reigns versus Rusev, the USA champion, is scheduled to be the main event. Listen, there's a big pay-per-view 10 days later. Ain't nothing going to happen here in Las Vegas that's going to hurt or take away or add anything to the big pay-per-view 10 days later. But if you've, entertainment being what it is, it's a lot different live than it is on television.
I imagine it would be a lot of fun.
It is. It's tremendous. So you're saying that. So why aren't you going with us?
Nah, this is maybe next time. Maybe.
Then you better plan on August. They come every January and August.
Okay, I'll go in August.
All right. Who else is coming in? Bray Wyatt versus Dean Ambrose in a street fight. The Usos, the tag team champions, will be there. Chris Jericho will be making an appearance. And who knows who else will be. Because I saw online they actually have a couple live events around the country. So some of the talent is, some of the divas are going to be there. The divas are worth coming to see.
I would imagine. Maybe that's why Ted's going. In the 50 years I know him, and we've talked sports for all of those years.
You didn't know he liked wrestling?
Never, ever would have. It would have been the furthest thing from my mind. If you said
most wrestling fans don't admit it.
That's interesting that you say that, because like I said, I have never heard him talk about wrestling until Aaron brought it up, and then it was like they were like kids and cousins. They were talking about these guys I never heard of.
I have a good friend that's a big wrestling fan, and he says that wrestling today is the soap opera for men.
Right, exactly. Yeah. I was in Madison Square Garden in 1976 when Bob Backlund beat superstar Billy Graham for the title. My dad and I went in, trained into the station, trained into Madison Square Garden.
Which is on top of Penn Station, for those who don't know.
And
at least it was there.
What an opportunity. That was the first live event I saw. So what was I? I had to have been like 12 or 13 at the time to see that live event. Then years later, and we were talking about this before the show, I just turned 26 years of marriage. Robin and I have been together since 87. So we've been together almost 30 years. Well, this was during the time my mom and my dad were the fundraising chairs for my synagogue. And this was the time when WWE was called the WWF, Worldwide Wrestling Federation.
Right.
And they used to go to local high schools for fundraising events.
Right.
And so my parents brought in wrestling to my high school. And it was the Wild Samoans and Hercules Hernandez and Hillbilly Jim, Fabulous Moolah, who was 100 years old, and she was still wrestling. But the cool part was Robin and I got to play like the security down the aisle where they come out to the ring and take them back to the dressing room.
Cool.
So one of the great honors I had, there was this young boy who had disabilities, and it was prearranged that he was going to be allowed to go into the guys' locker room and meet some of the wrestlers. So I took the young boy. I made sure I was going in that locker room. I took the young boy in there, and we got to meet Hercules Hernandez, Hillbilly Jim.
Oh, cool.
And they just got done beating the daylights out of each other, and then they were talking about going to the Linden House Diner right across the street to grab a bite after the show. And I'm thinking, holy cow.
Like they're real people.
Like they're real people,
That's
but
amazing.
The live events, and to watch how the ring is put together, okay? It's just a spring, one spring.
Yeah.
With plywood, mats, and a canvas pad over it. That's it. That's all a ring is. Yeah. Of course, with all the major supports and everything, but it's just one major spring right in the middle of that square.
So when they hit it, they bounce pretty good. It's almost like it's not like a trampoline, but it's
no. It helps to get
the blow, right?
Right. It helps to cushion the blow.
Absorb the blow
a little bit. Yeah, absolutely.
As quote fake, and I don't mean that with any malice.
It's choreographed.
Well, I'll tell you what, there have been some major injuries.
Oh, yeah.
This is more than just faking a punch. These guys are throwing each other for
look
real.
What happened to Andy Kaufman?
To you.
I used to work as a manager for the gentleman that lives in Alabama. He was one of the original masked assassins. Okay, Mr. Big Daddy Paul Eubanks. Okay. He has had 2 hip replacements, an elbow replacement, and 3 knee joints, and there's no insurance on these guys at all, so it comes up out of their pocket, okay?
There's no union for these guys.
Yeah, and you're right, it faked to the point, predetermined outcome, but you're right.
And they're talking to each other in the ring. You could see it when they're in a headlock and the guy's head is right next to her. All right, I'm going to suplex you now. Or, I mean, and even the referee's involved in the communication. You see it. Do you see a referee with an earpiece in his ear in boxing? No. Because they're talking about time, they're talking about the segments. It is. You hit it right on the head, JPEG. It's a soap opera for the guys.
Right.
It's a soap opera for the guys. It's fun. It's entertaining. It is what it is.
Do you know why they send them to Japan? Do you know why they send? It doesn't make a difference. Hulk Hogan,
Right,
anybody.
right.
Do you know why they send them to Japan? Most of the Japan audience.
They like sushi.
Okay, no. Most of the Japan audience doesn't understand English, so they send the wrestlers to Japan to work on their craft, and it's on. And Paul was telling me, when you see them take something off, and you'll see them tap them a couple of times, coming off the thing, off of the ring, they'll sling them into the ring, and they'll come back, and they'll tap them. Okay, that the tap and how many taps or where they tap them is what the move is. But
There's signals,
right? But they send them to Japan so they can communicate with each other in the ring, because
Nobody knows what they're saying.
and most of the
That's
Japanese
interesting.
audience does not know what they're
I
saying.
didn't know that.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Big Daddy Paul told me that. That's the
cool.
reason why wrestlers have a Japan tour.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that.
Pretty cool
But
stuff.
Joe, you mentioned about the surgeries and everything. Look at Hulk Hogan. The guy's 60 years old. Terry Bollea is his real name, Bollea. He actually wants to wrestle one final time at WrestleMania 31, which is coming up in April. Sting, who's pushing in his mid-50s, Scott... I can't think of his last name. Is his real name? Not obviously, he's not Sting, his real name, but he too is pushing 50. He's coming back to the WWE. He may wrestle at WrestleMania, but these guys. I mean, you're right. The physical toll. You think football players have some bad medical physical issues? The physical conditioning of these guys is tremendous, and fake, not fake. There are real bumps. There are real injuries that happen with these guys. I mean, it is an art form. Of entertainment.
And you take football, right? Well, we got 17 weeks plus playoffs and everything else. These guys are out on the road 300 days out of the year. There's not much home life for them.
No, they're not off for Martin Luther King Day. That's for darn sure. But anyway, I'm looking forward to it. It'll be a lot of fun down at the MGM Grand Garden Arena, and should be good. Should be a lot of fun. Something different to do, you know.
And
tickets are only $40. That's good too. Which is not bad in terms of show.
There
and
is, I've been to the Grand Garden Arena on a number of concerts. I mean, I sat in the top of the back rows for like Neil Diamond and Bon Jovi, and there's not a bad seat in that house. It's good. It's a good venue.
Yeah.
Good venue. I wouldn't mind going there again.
You
Well, you know they're
You
gonna
got
have
to
wrestling
walk.
there.
There's a lot. It's a long walk, though. I mean, it is so far in the back of MGM Grand. You think you're over at the Sahara.
Well, that's if you're walking through the casino. But
That's right.
You go in off a Koval back there.
Yeah, there's a back entrance back
So
off.
is it that time already?
Yeah, 2 minutes.
Wow! Holy shnikes!
Nikes.
Wow! 2 minutes is done already. What a show! Went by pretty fast.
Usually does when we have nothing to say.
That's very true.
It's Friday.
Normally, this is when I thank our guests, but our guests I'd have to thank would be all the new fans we have on Facebook.
Nice job.
Thank you, Kathy, and all of our fans. Keep it going. We ended with 1655.
Nice job.
And possibly some new business contacts I'm interested in when I saw who some of the people were. So
Yeah, and remember, guys, that part of the money that we raised for the next couple of months for the Ricky Cash fan club is going to Real Life for Life,
which you just got a text on tonight,
it's,
April 18th.
April 18th, and it's going to run from
12 noon to midnight.
They're not going into the wee hours of the night.
That's because the police were tired of going at 2 in the morning.
And I think after the Illuminati ceremony, I think that's when it should be done.
Right. It gets quiet after that anyway.
Quiet but we were asked again. This will be year number 4 for us to.
Is it 4 years we're doing
4
this
years
already?
to
That's right, because we had the different colored shirts. You counted them.
to MC the event. Looking forward to that and other things that are going to happen. We got a 6-year anniversary show coming up in March.
March 13th, 6 years wrapping up. Can you believe it?
Got to come up with something really special for that because I promised we're going to do that.
I say we go on location.
Yeah, where do you want to go?
We'll find a place.
That might not be a bad idea.
Let's go on location.
Well, let's figure it out because we'll have 3 months, 2 months to do it. So
Yeah, I like the idea.
Stay tuned for BCN Talk with Robert and Gilder coming up next. As always, we want to thank you for listening to us and becoming part of the show. We appreciate it. GoFundMe.com/Ricky Fan Club. Mr. Cash, be kind to each other. Why is that?
It's because we're all we have.
Have a great week, everybody. See you next week here on Vegas Unwrapped.